This is one block of the ocean, and I am on it. And if I accidentally fall off, the world is deleted forever. So instead of surviving 100 regular Minecraft days, I decided to survive 50 hours of real time. And I have 3 goals for this survival: to get the best armor and tools, to restore the population of villagers and build a village for them in this empty world, and to kill the Ender Dragon. And to see if I made it, watch this video to the end. And in order to survive, I have an enchanted fishing rod with which I can get various items. I caught a gate, and the first thing I did was to expand this island. Like, this is an island. Let's go fishing. I caught a stone fence, which I used to expand the island. I'm going to break it. It will fence everything like this. We have a small island. Let's go fishing. After a little fishing, I managed to get some mushroom blocks, which I put under the sea block. Now I have at least a decent island. After that, I continued fishing and caught a diamond sword. It was only the first hour, and I already have such a cool weapon. I also managed to catch a lava bucket in many different blocks. I also caught dirt. That same day, I built a small island near the ocean block. I also started to build a cobblestone generator, but I didn't have a bucket of water for it. Since my hook used to fall out of the water block while fishing, I built it so that I could fish normally. While fishing, I managed to catch a smithing table, which I immediately placed on my island. And I managed to catch an iron helmet from that one block of the ocean. As I continued fishing, I caught an iron shovel and a dragon's head. I put them on my island as trophies. While fishing, I caught some oak saplings and a lot of iron ore. I caught a bucket of fish. By the way, it will fit the cobblestone generator. I put water in it and the cobblestone generator works. And for my further survival, I need to get tools somehow. While fishing in a block of the ocean, I managed to catch a shulker box, into which I threw the resources I had previously caught. I managed to catch the logs. And by the way, I can make tools out of them. Bang! Pow! Boom! And with this pickaxe, I can now get cobblestone and make stone tools. And now I can finally mine cobblestone. I immediately made a furnace to put iron ore in it to melt. And then I expanded the islands I have. And now I'm all iron. And by the way, here's the first tree I cut down completely. While fishing, I got a bed that I can use to sleep at night. I managed to catch 21 iron blocks? That's pretty cool for my survival. In order to continue to survive, I need more dirt. So I went to a block of the ocean to catch items. And while I was catching items, I managed to get some netherite pants. After that, I improved the cobblestone generator by adding a hopper under the cobblestone. After I got the cobblestone, I expanded my island. I also lit up the area to prevent mobs from spawning on my island. By the end of the first hour, I was catching items from a block in the ocean. The next hour, I started to expand the island with stairs, but I quickly ran out of them. So it took me a long time to get the cobblestone to continue building. Then I kept building, but I quickly ran out of blocks again. And my iron pickaxe takes too long to mine blocks in the cobblestone generator. So I went fishing, but I only caught 6 chicken eggs, which I threw away and nothing happened. I also managed to get diamond boots and a diamond chest plate from that one block. Then I went to get some cobblestone and used them to build a new island where trees would grow. I waited for the dirt to become normal, but it was a stupid idea to put glass on mycelium. This is better. And then we can plant our oak saplings. Then I went fishing in an ocean block. And from that ocean block, I was lucky enough to catch a netherite axe. And with this axe, I can now quickly cut down trees. This will help me expand the island faster. While fishing, I caught a pattern, but I don't know what to do with it. And I managed to catch 2 blocks of obsidian. I caught something, and it was 2 blocks of netherite. I used the netherite to upgrade my sword to a netherite sword. I also upgraded my diamond boost to the netherite level, and now I'm full of netherite. And that is only for 3 hours of survival. After some time of farming on an ocean block, I managed to get some bamboo, which I planted immediately. After some more fishing, I managed to get a spider's web, which I used to make string. I have crafted a loom. I have a banner, and I need more dye. Wow, I can make myself a square earth. This banner looks like this. It's a real square earth. I didn't even know that was a thing in Minecraft. Then I went and got some trees and expanded this island. Then I went back to fishing and quickly got a diamond pickaxe, which I immediately upgraded to a netherite level. Then I went to farm another block of the ocean to get more items for my survival. During this fishing trip, I caught some blaze rods. I also caught diamond ore. I used it to make a diamond helmet. I upgraded it to netherite, and now I'm all netherite. And for my survival, I need to build a mob farm, because I can get bone meal from it. And in order to not die from mobs, I lit up my island. Hour 4, and I continued fishing and got a netherite hoe. I also expanded the island. I managed to get 2 dragon heads from an ocean block, which I immediately placed. This is what it looks like now. By the way, I'm curious. If I move far enough away from the grass block, a mob should spawn there. I moved far enough away, but I don't see any mobs. No mobs spawned at all. But I did manage to get some emerald ore. Oh, it's elytra! It's super cool. But I couldn't use those elytra because I didn't have any fireworks. Okay, let's keep fishing in the hope that I can catch a sugarcane. By the way, I can climb up on the blocks and see what my island looks like. And this island is pretty big, but it's completely square. So we flew on the elytra, and now I have to break this pillar. And at the end of the 4th hour, I upgraded the cobblestone farm. The 5th hour began with me farming cobblestone and chopping down trees. Then I expanded the island with the trees I cut down. And now I have prepared resources and I can build a mob farm here. And I broke the last torch, and now the farm should work. There are mobs, but they're not at the farm. I better light the place. And the mobs fall, and there are quite a few of them. And the mob farm is ready. After that, I decided to add a hopper so the loot would go there, but a creeper exploded and destroyed my whole farm. Then I built the farm as fast as I could. I spent some time farming cobblestone and built a room under the mob farm. And then I added several levels of chests to store all the loot. My next decision was to get more wood and expand the island, because there's nothing better than making a super huge island out of a small block of ocean. And then I want to build a super huge fence on this island so that it's very secure and no one can break it. And here we have a wandering trader who sells nothing interesting, though I can get leashes from him. Better yet, I'm going to get rid of these llamas because they spit on me. And at night, it seems that the mobs spawned on our island for the first time, so I decided to set them on fire. Then I went fishing, because for my survival, I need leather, obsidian, sugarcane, and many other things. But I only caught a cactus. Then I decided to get some cobblestone because I wanted to build something cool. And with these cobblestones, I started to build a storage room, because I have a lot of different resources from one block of the ocean. For some reason, I didn't have any shaders when I recorded it, but it was okay. And while I was building the roof, I ran out of resources. And then I was like, boom! And the chests are ready for the warehouse. Yeah, I didn't make many chests. After that, I went to farm a block of the ocean and got some obsidian. And I made a portal to the Nether. The Nether here is the normal Nether. So I went looking for the basalt biome. I saw a skeleton and decided to throw it with a fishing rod. After a dozen attempts, I managed to throw it off. Finally, it fell. After finding the basalt biome, I mined the black stone. Then I went back to the island and finished the roof. I also built an attic and an entrance to the warehouse. This is what it looks like. Hoping to get an enchanting table, I went to farm a block of the ocean. While fishing, I got fireworks, with which I looked at this island. And it's so big, but I have even bigger plans for it. So let's keep fishing. And while fishing in a block of ocean, I managed to get a rare deep slate emerald ore. I also caught a chorus fruit that I planted, and I also caught an axolotl in a bucket. This hour, a wandering trader I bought sand from spawned. Did I catch any turtle eggs? Oh, that's cool. By the way, I can use them right now. Then we put the sand and the turtle eggs on them. Now let's hope they grow up. During the ocean block farm, I managed to catch almost 100 iron blocks and made a beacon out of them, but I didn't have enough blocks. So I went back to the ocean to fish for a block. Since I didn't catch anything interesting from the ocean block, I went to cut down trees and increase the number of chests in the storehouse. After that, I farmed for so long that I even broke my netherite pickaxe. But I'm not a loser, so I immediately made a new netherite pickaxe. After that, I had the brilliant idea of using campfires to automate the mob farm. I got some wood, and in the next hour, I expanded the mob farm. Meanwhile, it's growing here. You can subscribe to the channel and like this video, and the number of mobs in this farm has increased a little bit, but it's still cool for my survival. Then I went to farm a block of the ocean because I really need an enchanting table. Oh, I caught 6 chicken eggs, and let's throw them. And unfortunately, there is no chicken. Oh, I didn't notice. I've already caught 10 enchanting tables. Let's just put one in, somewhere right here, and then I'll enchant myself. And I'll also enchant the netherite hoe. The next hour, I went back to farm an ocean block, and since there are so many different things falling out of an ocean block, I decided that I needed to sort them, so I sorted all the chests I had. In the storage chests, I found 5 bookshelves, which I immediately put on the magic table. Then I went back to farm a block of ocean, from which I got a fermented spider's eye for a weakness potion. Finally, I got the totem. I mean, I caught it a few seconds ago, so it's already in my hand. At 13 hours, I bottled water and made a weakness potion. Then I searched for a zombie villager on the mob farm. He spawned, and I built the mob farm. I killed the mobs and accidentally killed the villager. While I was rebuilding the farm, a creeper exploded and destroyed everything. After I rebuilt the mob farm, I met a new zombie villager. And then the second zombie villager threw him into the boat, and I cured him right away. So I have 2 villagers, and I need to build a separate village for them somewhere. But first, I need to get some cobblestone and oak. Now let's make a place for this village. Then let's build a simple house for the villagers. It is finished, and this is what it looks like. I made the next house in the same style, but this time I used cobblestone instead of logs because I didn't have many of them. Then I made 3 more houses. I added lighting to the village. I also had to make some kind of fence so that the villagers would not run away and accidentally fall into the abyss. I did that right away. Then I brought the 2 villagers to the village and rescued them from the boats. But then I decided that this village was too small, so I planted more trees and increased the size of my island. At 15 hours, I expanded the territory of the village and added a fence. And there should be a farm in this village. Its outline is ready. I'll add stairs to it so that the villagers and I can climb up to the farm. Okay, I added the stairs and I don't have the dirt to the farm and I need to fix that. So first I need to get 4 blocks of dirt. Then I need to get some gravel. With the help of gravel and dirt, I made a coarse dirt that I can easily turn into normal dirt with a shovel. And in this way, with just gravel, I can make an infinite amount of dirt. And to get even more dirt, I went to the Nether. I processed that dirt and added it to the farm. I also added water to it and plowed the beds. And in order for me to reproduce villagers, I have to plant wheat here. And to get wheat seeds, I used bone meal on a block of grass. Since I had a few wheat seeds, I planted this wheat, grew it, broke it, and planted it again. And with all this, I can make bread from wheat and feed the villagers. And in the evening, I gave all the bread I made to the villagers. And here's my first mini villager. And now the village is officially finished. At 16 hours, I went to farm a block of the ocean. Meanwhile, our village already has 5 villagers. Since our village has grown so much, I went to continue farming wheat. There are not many villagers here, but I need the village to grow even more, so let's get some wheat. By the way, I also have a cat. Let's tame it. There must be fish in my food chest. There is a tropical fish here, and I hope it will be suitable for the cat. Take the fish. But what the hell? I'll eat it myself. He doesn't eat tropical fish. I found some raw salmon, and I'm going to feed him. And now I have my first animal on this island. Now I have to get rich with this village. Here's the plan. I go to the Nether and kill the Endermen. From them, I get the Ender Pearl, which I use to go to the roof of the Nether, and there I make a top gold farm. And then with that gold and rotten flesh, I trade with the alchemists and get millions of emeralds. And then with those emeralds, I enchant myself with OP armor and tools. The first thing I did was to trade the rotten flesh I had from the mob farm. After getting only 43 emeralds, I realized that I needed to make a gold farm. And the only way to make a gold farm is on the roof of the Nether. And to get there, I have to find the Enderman. And here I see my first victim, which I will now throw into the boat. And when he is in the boat, I can hit him and he will not teleport. And the first pearl is here. Then I killed a lot of Endermen and went back to the island. On the 17th hour, I made the first librarians in my village and bought bookshelves from them, and then added them to my enchanting table. After that, I enchanted a netherite pickaxe with an efficiency of 4, which I used to mine magma blocks in Nether for my gold farm. And I spent about 30 minutes digging for magma blocks, collecting a few shulker boxes of magma blocks in the process. Then I climbed to the top of the Nether. I threw an ender pearl and I'm over the bedrock now. Then I found the biome Nether waste where I need to make a gold farm. First, I made a loot system with chests and hoppers. Then I added hoppers all over the area where we'll have zombie piglins falling. After that, I went up 20 blocks and started making a place where zombie piglins will spawn. And in the meantime, you can like this video and subscribe to my channel. I also built a place where mobs will fall with glass so that they fall directly into the hoppers. Then we make a portal to get back to our island. And I spawned in the middle of nowhere, several thousand blocks away from my island. And I decided to build a direct path from this portal to my island. But when I ran out of all the blocks I had, I changed my mind. So I went back to the Nether and took the obsidian from the portal and built it at the coordinates where my island was supposed to be. Finally, this time I spawned near my island, and that 1,000 block path just went nowhere. Well, I need turtle eggs for my gold farm. Then I remembered I also need trapdoors for the farm, so I went to farm wood. And at 19 hours, I finished that farm. And then I made an AFK spot where I will stand while mobs farm. After waiting almost 10 minutes on the gold farm, I got some shit. So I went to farm a block of the ocean for turtle eggs, and I was actually lucky enough to catch 3 more, which I immediately added to the mob farm. Then I decided to go AFK to see how much gold we could get this time. And after 10 minutes of farming, we have a lot of resources here. The next hour, I traded the resources I got on the gold farm with the villagers. And here we have spawned Wandering Trader, who again sells nothing interesting. Then I changed the librarian's profession so he could sell me books with enchantments for mending. But now that librarian sells mending. It's great. I bought mending books from him and enchanted my tools and armor. And then I went to the mob farm to fully repair myself. I went back to the gold farm, but somehow a ghast spawned and I had to kill it. After sitting AFK on the gold farm, I found out that it was very badly damaged. But it's a good thing I have magma blocks to repair it with. After taking the loot from the gold farm, I went to trade with the villagers. And now I can buy 2 more books of mending enchantments from the librarian, because last time I didn't have enough to enchant a helmet and a shovel. Bam! Boom! I went back to the mob farm and repaired everything. While farming an ocean block, I got a player head, which I put with the dragon heads. I caught some bundles from a block. As far as I know, it was added in update 1.20, but I don't understand how to work with it at all. And now that I'm totally enchanted, I want to make this island even bigger, so I need to farm the trees. And at the 21st hour, I think I can expand this island. I've got the cobblestone and I've built the outline of the future sugarcane farm and the settlement. Now I have to make the soil. I'd better enchant a shovel. To enchant the shovel, I gained experience on the mob farm. Then I enchanted a new netherite shovel for efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. And then I connected my 2 netherite shovels and now I can go to mine gravel. After processing the gravel into dirt, I added it to the sugarcane farm. I made this farm in a staggered pattern so that I can plant the sugarcane as efficiently as possible. At the 22nd hour, I covered the water with slabs to prevent myself from falling under it, and finally added all the sugarcane I had to the farm. Then I got some gravel in the Nether, which I turned into dirt. With this dirt, I started to rebuild the central part of the island, but I quickly ran out of dirt. By the way, the sugarcane is already growing a bit, and I'm expanding this sugarcane farm. I got some gravel from the Nether and finished the center of the island. And then I decided to improve my place for the the tree farm, but I ran out of dirt. And in the 23rd hour, I finished the tree farm. Then I decided that I hadn't expanded the island enough, so I expanded it again. It would be cool to farm trees again. Do mobs spawn there? What? That's super cool. It means I can rebuild the animal population. So I put these animals in the pen so they wouldn't disappear and die. And I also expanded the pen itself because all the mobs won't fit in here. And I went to get some wood to make the island bigger again. It's already huge, but I want to make it even bigger. We have a sheep stuck on a cobblestone generator. Let me help her out. And let me save you. Why don't you come out of the water? Let me take the water with a bucket. Maybe it will improve the situation. And it looks like she's stuck there forever. And this is what my island looks like. The size is just huge. Okay, I wonder if there is anything else in this world besides a block of ocean, but I never found anything but my island. Since I'm pissed off about the torches on my island, I went to get a glowstone. And quickly, because I need a lot of them. But on the 24th hour, I used the glowstones to light up my island, but it wasn't enough. And I went back to get, and after that, I lit the island to the end. And in this hour, I managed to farm some more trees. In hour 25, I decided to expand my island even more. And, well, the size of the island is completely ready, and now I need to improve the cobblestone generator because I plan to build a huge wall here. And the first thing I did was to upgrade the generator so that it spawns 3 cobblestones at a time. And I went to farm the cobblestones. It took me a long time. Then I started to farm wood. And since the wall will be made of melted cobblestone, I need to make a semi-automatic system with furnaces. And the semi-automatic furnace is completely ready. And while I was waiting for the cobblestone to melt, I went to farm more cobblestone and wood. In the 26th hour, I built the first frames of the wall. And it looks quite impressive, so I continue to build in the same style all over the island. It will take a lot of cobblestone and wood. Then I decided to build this wall with all the resources I had. And for all the cobblestone and wood I got, it turned out to be this much. This is such a small part of the island. And by the end of that hour, I was mining cobblestone, farming wood, and then mining more cobblestone. And then let's build this wall completely. Few more blocks and this wall's completely finished. I finally did it. And my island looks like this. It's cool, but I still need to add some towers. First, I'm going to make an entrance somewhere here. And a gate. Yeah, okay. I changed it a little bit and the gate is ready now. And now I need to get resources for my towers. I've got the cobblestone and I can build the first tower. Then we'll put in the doors. No, not that way, the other way. And let's build the tower. This is the first floor of our tower that connects to the wall. Now I'm going to build the second floor and have something like this. Then let me add another floor here. And this is the final design of our towers. And then this hour, I built another tower like this. I have 2 more to go. The 3rd tower is also finished. In the 33rd hour, I have built 4 towers. And now my island looks like this. It is super protected. And I want to go fishing on this one block of the ocean because I still have to find a portal frame. While farming a block of the ocean, I got a strange block. Let's put it down and see what kind of block it is. It looks like an ancient city block. And I can't mine this block at all. It looks like a bedrock. While farming an ocean block, my inventory got clogged and I decided to test if I could catch items with a fishing rod. And it turned out that I could actually catch them with a fishing rod. Has this always been in Minecraft? Or has it? Then I decided to see how far I could catch items. And I was also surprised that I could get that far. In about 10 minutes of fishing a block of the ocean, I failed to catch the portal frames. After that, I made the cage for the animals. And now I have to add some dirt. Done, done, and done again. And the 4th cage is finished. I put the sheep in the first pen. I put the pigs in the second pen. I put a horse in the 3rd pen. And in the 4th pen, I will put chickens. Now, in this world, the only way I can get chickens is through a mob farm. So I went to the mob farm to wait for the zombie spawn with the chicken. I spent a whole hour looking for a chicken, but all I could find was a llama hanging in the sky. You are so funny. Okay, but I have to go look for the chicken again. After another 15 minutes of searching, I finally managed to find a zombie on the chicken. I killed the zombie and put the chicken back in the pen, and then I went looking for another chicken. On the 36th hour, I decided to go fishing and managed to catch a lot of chicken eggs. But the last chicken in my pen was missing because I didn't give it a name tag. And after throwing all 16 eggs, I couldn't catch a single chicken. Then I went to the gold farm, and I stayed there until the end of the hour. I spent the 37th hour trading with the villagers, and I also made Fletchers with whom I traded sticks. In the 38th hour, I tried to improve the beacon, but I didn't have enough blocks. After that, I farmed the trees and traded sticks with the villagers, and I managed to upgrade the beacon to level 3. Since the process of improving the beacon was quite long, I decided to go fishing, hoping to get some resource blocks. After a while, I gave up on that idea and we got a donkey. I gave it a name tag. Yes, I am very original with them. I spent the 39th hour farming trees and trading with the villagers. I also enchanted my netherite pickaxe for luck, and with that pickaxe I mined emerald ore. I also mined a diamond ore. I even killed golems, and so I managed to make a level 4 beacon. At hour 40, I decided that I missed my own house, so I outlined it size. I gave the beacon a level 2 haste buff, but I went to mine for cobblestone because I would need a lot of it for my house. I also mined dark oak. Then I went to the Nether and killed a ghast as an attack on the titans. After that, I mined quartz ore with silk touch. When I returned to the island, I put all the quartz ore and mined it with my pickaxe for luck. I spent the 41st hour gathering resources. In the 42nd hour, I broke the platform on my tree farm. Then I made wool templates of where and how we would build everything. And then I started to build a huge castle house using the template. In the 43rd hour, I started working on the design of the second floor. By the end of that hour, I managed to build the third floor and part of the roof. By the way, I saw this building on YouTube, and you can find a link to it in the description. In the 44th hour, I finished the roof and built the first tower. I also built the second tower, and we're going to have more towers here, so I built more towers. And finally, this castle is finished. The way it looks is just awesome, but I still have to work on the inside of this castle. The first thing I did was to level the walls in the room of this castle. Then I divided it into several rooms. I added lights everywhere. Then I added chests and carpets to the rooms, and now it is my home. Then in another room, I started to break the floor because it was terrible. I prepared this room for a storehouse. And in my chests, I found 2 portal frames, which I immediately set up. And as it turns out, I can farm portal frames from a block of ocean, and I need 10 more pieces. While fishing this one block, I caught a whole chicken egg, which I threw in the chicken spawn. Now I need to give it a name tag. Take the name tag, and now our chicken population is restored. Then I tied the chick to my warehouse, and I managed to get 3 more portal frames. The main thing here is to set them up carefully so that the portal will work later. This hour, I managed to get 4 more portal frames. And to make the portal, I only needed to add 3 more frames. And since the creation of the portal is going quite fast, I have to do some things. And first I farmed some cobblestones. Then I built a potato farm. I filled that farm with water. Then I plowed the beds and planted potatoes. And then I decided to build a carrot farm. Again, I plowed the beds and planted carrots. Then I decided to add another farm and made a beet farm. Then I decided that these farms were not enough for me, so I expanded the village. And in the village, I made another pumpkin farm. 47 hours. And I want to change the sorting system because here I was sorting everything manually. And I want to make it fully automatic. So the first thing I did was to break the previous chests. Then I collected resources for this mechanism. And using a YouTube guide, I made this sorter. Then I added frames to the chests because only one item can go into a chest. Next, I created a complex system with hoppers where I had to put 41 specific resources that would be sorted. And now, as far as I understand, this system should work. So let's test it. Let's throw everything we have into this chest. And now it should sort everything somehow. And let's wait. The diamonds are filling up. That's good. Well, it's done sorting and we have the chests with all the items we need by the way. But here we have a chest with other junk that is not sorted and everything works fine. Everything is great. I didn't know it was that easy to do automatic sorting, but it takes a lot of iron, so I need to make an iron farm. By the end of this hour, I managed to build most of the iron farm. In the 48th hour, I brought the villagers to the iron farm and the zombies to the farm because I need the golems to spawn there. Then I finished the place for the golems to sleep, and we got this iron farm. And by the way, there was already iron in the chest. In the same hour, I increased the auto sorting. I added wheat seeds and an oak seedling. Then I built an auto sorting system to make it look nicer, and that's how our auto sorting system worked out. My 49th hour started with farming cobblestone, and with these cobblestones, I built a new place for the tree farm. Then I mined the trees, and I started to build more houses for my village, but I soon ran out of resources. I got some resources and built some more houses for the villagers, and finally, it was time to farm a block of the ocean again. Well, let's get started. So I managed to catch another portal frame, which I immediately put up, and I only have 2 frames left to the portal. Before I went back to farm another ocean block, I enchanted a bow. Hour 50, and I caught a bucket of tadpoles, threw them into the wheat farm, and one of them just jumped out of the water and died. Then I caught the last 2 portal frames. I put them up and threw them to the end. Well, we flew to kill the ender dragon. I spawned in an empty room, and let's go. And I can already see the first crystals I have to destroy. The first crystal is destroyed, and the second crystal is there as well. Will I be able to get the third one? Oh no, it didn't work. Try number 2, and it's done. By the way, I have elytra. I've never fought a dragon with elytra before. I just destroy these crystals. Now I can fly almost like a dragon. Broke all the crystals, and I only have 5 minutes left to kill it. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Hit him, let's hit him. I killed him. And finally, I completed the final goal of my survival.